Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to today's edition of The Fishing Teacher, and really appreciate you guys coming by the channel to watch the video. Always very grateful for that. And guys, today I just got done a couple hours ago. I finished up with the BFL Ozark Division tournament on Truman Lake. Finished 30th place in the tournament, and I thought it'd be sort of fun in today's video. I'm going to show you the exact baits that I caught my fish on today at Truman Lake, and I'm going to explain to you how I caught them, and maybe by using these techniques on your lake, you'll be able to catch some this summer, sort of duplicate what I did here on Truman. Also, guys, real quick, a reminder, you may have heard me talking about this. I just wanted to remind you of Tackle Warehouse. They got their summer kickoff sale going on. A lot of good deals on tackle or trolling motors or raincoats or whatever you need from Tackle Warehouse. I'll put my Tackle Warehouse link in the description if you guys want to use and bookmark that link. That's a really good way to support the channel, as the channel gets a small percentage of the commission on anything you buy. So if you've been bookmarking and using that link, big thank you from me and my family. We really appreciate that. Okay guys, you guys may have heard me talking about it. I didn't have any time to practice for this tournament. I had to go up there cold. I had a bunch of stuff going on, and I had to turn my boat in. I had to borrow a boat for the tournament from a buddy of mine. So I had to go up there with no practice. I hadn't been on the lake in over a year. And the only information that I had was, just looking at the lake level. The lake was 5 or 6 feet high. And I knew from fishing Truman, as much as I have in the past, there'd be a lot of flooded bushes to flip. And that's what I did all day long. I flipped flooded bushes. I only took 3 rods with me in the tournament. And I spent my whole day flipping and pitching bushes. So I'm going to show you the baits and explain a little about what I did. Now, I fished both setup, guys. I was using Megabass Alkali's flipping stick, had 25-pound test, Seaguar and VizX 4 carbon line on it, which is my favorite flipping line. And the first bait that I caught them on, guys, this was a Zoom. This is the exact worm I used today. This is a Zoom Ultra Vibe speed worm. It's a green pumpkin. I dyed the tail chartreuse. I've got a 3/0 Gamakatsu hybrid worm hook in there, straight shank. A heavy cover worm hook, straight shank, and a 3/16 ounce sinker on this. Also, guys, I'll link everything, all of my equipment, into the Tackle Warehouse link if you guys want to get some. But this was what I caught probably half my fish on today, and this is a really good bait for flipping in the summertime, guys. I did a video earlier this week on it, but there's something about the tail that these fish really like in the summertime. They just really react to it. And I found that the 3/16 sinker is the best sinker for it, for sure. So this was really did a lot of heavy lifting today. And the other bait, actually, I caught my first 2 fish of the day on this. Same setup, Alkali's flipping stick, 25-pound Seaguar, and it was just an old school tube. This is a smoke tube, smoke red tube. I dyed the tail chartreuse on it. I got a 3/16 ounce sinker on it. Simple tube setup. I got the offset Gamakatsu 3/0 hybrid worm hook on here, which you can't use a straight shank on the tube because they're hollow, so it's the hybrid hook. But I never lost any fish. I landed all the fish that bit me on both of these. So that was my 2 lures that I used. Now, the technique was pretty simple. It was just flipping flooded cover. And the thing about it, guys, when you're flipping flooded cover, there is a lot of things that go into that as far as determining if you're going to catch them or not. First of all, you have to figure out the bait. I started out in the tournament actually with a jig and a creature bait, and I didn't get any bites on it for like the first 3 or 4 hours. And I finally figured out by going to a little bit more subtle bait, like with the worm in the tube, that's what the fish wanted. So I had to experiment with the bait and the colors a little bit because water clarity's changed everywhere I was. But more importantly, I had to target and I had to find out the exact type of bushes the fish were in, because there was thousands and thousands of flooded bushes. So I started fishing point bushes. I fished bushes in the back of the coves, didn't do any good. And I finally started getting some bites going about halfway back in the coves and just fishing a straight line of bushes. That's where those fish were set up. They were set right in the middle part of the cove, in those flooded bushes on the mid part of it there. And there wasn't really any thing you could specifically target. It's like I couldn't pull up to a bank and say, I'm gonna catch one there. It's like you just had to go real slow, methodically pitch and flip and cover everything. Most of the fish came, inside of the bush, right around the base of the bush. That's another big thing. Your big fish are always gonna be around the base of the bush. So I'll try to get your bait wherever that willow tree is or bush, try to get it around the base. It really helps out there. Most of the time they will get it, if they don't, they're gonna get it on the way down or as soon as it hits the bottom. You don't have to sit there and work it forever. It's like 99% of the time they're gonna get it, by the time it hits the bottom, or you hop at one time and they got it. But anyway, guys, that was the deal today. Just pitching and flipping that Zoom Ultra Vibe speed worm. Like I said, I'll link everything. That's a really good flipping bait for the summertime of the year. I catch a lot of fish on it in any type of cover, docks, reeds, lily pads, whatever I'm fishing. And of course, the old school tube is always a really good producer in the summertime. So anyway, I hope it helps out, guys. We'll talk later.